Hi, Bor here, and I just wanted to share one of my Ironclad runs. This is gonna be Ascension 9, but probably the deck would handle Ascension 10, no problem. So let's start with choosing the starting relic. The Silver Crucible, no contest over here. Even though I will have shop early, just getting 3 upgraded cards early is huge, if you actually get lucky enough. Now, when it comes to the putting, I really like to make sure that the rest sites are just before the elites. That way I have this safety pocket over there. If some things go wrong during the hallway fights, I can always heal. I'm gonna putt the right side. It's actually nice to have event there for the Crucible. So in the rare case we get the choose card event, we actually gonna get upgraded card from a lot of cards over there. So I really like to go there. Now the Sipang, we want to burst him quite fast. Now he's starting buffing and the next turn he's actually gonna deal 16 damage. Sadly I don't have enough damage right now to kill it. So we just have to go slow there, but with vulnerable I think it should be dead there. And yeah, 2 strikes and he's a goner. Now the Shrug It Off, it's nice, but Pommel Strike, you wanna actually probably take damage as one of your early picks. The defend card should be more than enough to keep you alive for few hallways fights. But at one point you definitely want to get extra defense there. Also, as an Ironclad, what I learned is sometimes blocking all the way not always the best idea, as you could see here. We heal for 6 after the fight ends, so we may take some cheap damage over there. Of course, not too much. And yeah, the Pommel Strike doing nice damage over there. Here, the Thunderclap solves our AoE problem, so that's why I actually pick it there. And yeah, the shop is gonna be a next, so getting steady... There was not actually a good card to get steady over there. Maybe Bash, but... There's a shop next, so I just wanted to make sure I can actually buy some good stuff over here. And looking here... Like, what we're missing is some extra block for sure. But getting extra AoE is always a consideration. Makes a lot of fights in early hallways much easier. I'm really not sure what exactly is gonna be best here. I was thinking about stone armor for a while. It's not terrible. Actually, it's very nice when you get like the relic that gives you extra 4, and then you upgrade the stone armor, and then maybe you get extra. But yeah, I opted for another AoE attack. I didn't go for Whirlwind because we have Thunderclap already. So having 0 cost AoE, I felt like it was just more than enough at this point. And yeah, as you can see, the slugs don't have a chance. Now, Colossus was a very strong consideration over here. It's a very good card, but upgraded Stampede just gives us so much more firepower, and we can focus more on blocking. So in the end, Stampede is kind of defensive card here. Lets me not play that extra attack and just play all the defense cards. So let's see how this is gonna work. A good start with Thunderclap, which was actually a mistake over there. I could just play Stampede and get it for free anyway, and just take 5 less damage. But we go and we learn. Now there's 2 enemies that gonna debuff, and since my block is giving me only 3, just go for the face. Just probably the play anyway over there. And yeah, and here's the Omni Slice again, with extra vulnerable, easy peasy. Now, since I have the Stampede, Bludgeon seems like a very good pick. Inferno is also very nice. If you can actually get self-damage cards, it can go through a lot of people really fast. But with Stampede, I felt like it was really strong, strong card over there. Now, two choices to upgrade here, Bludgeon and the Bash. I went for Bludgeon, so make sure the fights are actually gonna be shorter. Vulnerable, making a short work on the heal here. And we get the Bludgeon. As you can see, Bludgeon early, especially upgraded one. Would be really nice if that was vulnerable when I use it, but it still was plenty of damage over there. Yeah. As you can see, good DPS there. Now we just need to focus a bit on our defenses. Nothing good here, so I just skip. At this point, we have our offense pretty much sorted for Act 1. And now I upgrade the Bash, so our Bludgeon actually has a higher chance is gonna be there when vulnerable is on the enemy. Now this is a tough one over here. I really don't like this enemy. He can easily go through you, but since we have the Stampede, very fast fight, so kinda lucky. Another vulnerable card, which is also block, and upgraded one, because we have a lot of life with how this all started over here. It's gonna carry over again, plus extra block. Should be pretty good. And again, Bludgeon just almost obliterating the enemy, and we finish it with Omni Slice. So far, so good. Blood Wall, pretty good pick over here. It's 16 block for 2. Well, since we get damage for 2, it's 14 block for 2, but it's still much better than most of the block I have right now in the deck. So, time for the Skulking Colony. This is the opponent that actually counters my deck here, Vulnerable and Big Bludgeon. But I think at this point I should have enough cheap damage and block to go through this fight. This is a good time to use Weak Potion. No block this time around, we just have to go all the face. And yeah, the colony mitigating some of the damage there sadly. But it's getting lower and I still have a lot of HP. Blood Wall tanking, and since we have the Stampede, the Bludgeon goes in. And only 22 life left. Should have actually double block probably over there. Took some damage, but Bludgeon for the win. Get the Blood Potion as a reward there, so that's extra hitting. And all the strikes will deal now 3 extra damage with the relic I just picked up. So that's a pretty nice upgrade. That makes me... We probably will not have to stress about removing strikes from the deck right now, which we may still do. And then I pick another Blood Wall, because the defense was still lacking a bit there. And then we go for the Act 1 boss, the big Crabbo boy. I was thinking about maybe smiting something here. We have a lot of damage, but there was nothing really that impressive there. I could go for Blood Wall, but Blood Wall is like a card I cast when I really have to. So I didn't want to actually put upgrade there. So we have the Stampede online. At this point, I don't have any powers in the deck, so there's not much need for waiting another turns, but I'm just waiting for maybe stars align. And here it is. We actually get the Bludgeon and the Bash, and since I have Stampede, this is gonna hit like a truck. So it's round 3, boss already at almost half HP. I think we should be fine. The deck is working actually very, very well right now. And again, I could just block and make sure the damage will still go through thanks to Stampede. At this point, I guess we're just looking into drawing into Bludgeon again, and the fight should be over. And there it is. So, I just cast every other attack, because I should have Bludgeon cast for free with Stampede. So it's just more like for practice, or just like a force of habit there. But you could just definitely cast Bludgeon there and just finish the fight. So, from the cards I get offered over there. Offering is a very, very good card. In previous is nice, but not necessary right now. And Tira Sunder could be really, really good endgame card. I have some self-damage over there, but not that much. So I just go for Offering to improve the consistency of the deck. Now, here I was thinking about Luminescence, because extra energy would come really, really well with the cards I have. But since I have so many vulnerable, the upgrading Bash to Break felt like a really, really good choice. If I can pick up another card that synergize with vulnerable archetype, this should be just a powerhouse of upgrade. So yeah, again, I'm just checking if there's rest side before the elite fight. I really like... I really started doing this a lot recently. Just making sure I can go for greedy fights, but just heal before the elite fight. Those extra relics can really snowball you a lot. So I was thinking about middle, but there are 2 fights with rest on the right. So this is where we're gonna go. And there is also shop along the way. Plus some events. I really like going through the events. I think I'm a little Gamba enjoyer over there. Going through some fights, probably not bad too, to get extra cards, but at this point, I think the deck is solid enough. So we get the taste of Offering over there, dropping into Bludgeon, and it's vulnerable on the enemy already. So it's very tempting. I'm gonna lose some life over here, but in the long run, this just probably saves us a lot more damage. Because this enemy can hit for quite a lot. So yeah, this next round, just finish it. We want to steal our Stampede, so we're not gonna let him. And here, I was thinking about Bloodletting. But since I have Stampede, some extra block, especially with the draw, was just more tempting. 11 block for 1, that's a pretty good deal if you ask me. Now the Razor Tooth is a pretty goddamn strong card here. Every time I play something, it will be upgraded for the remainder of the combat. I have some of the cards that are upgraded already, but upgrading my strikes or basic defenses or anything else I get along the way will probably come on very, very handy there. Now, we have the choice from Necrobinder or Defect or Silent over here. So on the first glance, the Silent probably has the most cards. But here's a nice trick. You can press Escape and go to Compendium and just check all the cards from the class you're interested in. Now when it comes to the Silent, there's just a lot of cards that can be very good. Tools of Trade, very nice card draw. Bullet Time could probably work very nicely there. After Image, just extra block. Shadow Melt, just double our block. Also very, very strong. Shadow Step could probably work too. There's Adrenaline, Murder over there, which is also very nice. Even Assassinate would not be terrible. And there's other cards like Well-Laid Plans. There's a Footwork there that actually fix our block situation quite a bit. So, and there's also a lot of cards that let you draw on the Silent, which is stuff you probably need going Act 2 onwards. Because the basis of the deck is already there. All we can pick up is just some stuff just that makes the damage a bit stronger, but nothing that is just like extra damage increase. We're just gonna go for like vulnerable synergies over there. Yeah, but there, yeah, as you can see, there's more cards. There's acrobatic, dash. From defect, there's like one vulnerable for free. Go for the ice could actually be very decent. The Ironclad doesn't have that many weak cards. This is also another thing why Silent is actually a very good pick here, because worst case scenario, we hit something that gives us extra weak. And the Necrobinder, there's a lot of Doom and Osti cards over there, so most of the time you're probably not gonna hit anything important. So yeah, go for the Silent, and we get presented Serpent form, which is not bad, but at this point our only problem is block, so Shadow Melt was like obvious choice there for me. Here, Pounce is not bad, and let me play Blood Wall, but Calculated Gamble is just one-time mulligan basically, and if we upgrade it will stay in our hand. Backflip, card draw and block, perfect for us. So yeah, I was thinking a bit, maybe not picking the Calculated Gamble, but let's face it, it's just very nice, so I just go for it. Now, Automation in the Shop, also very nice card. The only thing we are actually missing right now is some extra energy. The card draw situation is kinda good. So that was an insta pick there for me. Sadly, Cockroaches nullify Bludgeon again. Gonna take only 9 damage per hit, so no point using this. I was thinking about using Thorn Potion because the cockroaches can kill themselves there, but I think we should be fine. So I save it for a better occasion over there. One down. Don't need to play Offering here. Saving some extra damage with Blood Wall. It looks like we should be fine over here. That upgraded Shrug It Off, 11 block, very nice. And yeah, all the attacks and the cockroach is gone. At this point I think I have enough, so another Shrug It Off would not make much difference in the deck. Especially not upgraded. I would probably consider if it was upgraded. And here is one of the most annoying fights for me. It's just a hallway fight, but the days build up quite a lot. They have artifacts, so my vulnerable will not get online right away. And it's just a pain in the ass in the end. So we have our Stampede online, so Bludgeon will go all in. Sadly, I drew into Pommel Strike over there. So I was considering playing Pommel Strike there to make sure Bludgeon actually hits something. But in the end I went for the Gamba, and we won the Gamba with enough block to actually survive this round without any damage. And yeah, here's the time where Offering actually comes very handy. If we draw nice, which we did, it did save us a lot of damage over there. Plus we cast some extra cards. That's why it's a really very strong card. And yeah, the fight should be over here. Great for the win. Now, stone armor could probably be decent over here, but I just felt confident in this deck right now. Didn't want to add too much clutter into it. You know how it is. When the things just work, let's make sure it works. Omni Slice with Vulnerable, very, very good too. But yeah, getting rid of that pesky bug over there, I felt like it was just a bit better. We're still missing some block, so I'm just trying to fish for it with Calculated Gamble. And instead we get more AoE, which I could play Stampede over there, which was a misplay. Because we would cast the Thunder anyway. But yeah, at this point, we just need to get rid of the middle one, because he will start hitting like a truck next round. So hopefully we draw into good cards here. Yeah, we should have Bludgeon over there. No point using Offering where we fully block. Bludgeon again for the win. And here we hit the jackpot. The Vicious is very good with our deck so far, and extra card draw will just make it stronger. And look at this. We even get the Happy Flower for extra energy. So things are looking very, very nice for this deck. And another elite fight. Blood Wall again with huge value. Oh, this is where the Thorn's actually gonna shine. 8 hits. So our enemy is gonna just start killing himself. Now the trick to this fight is make sure to not hit every attack on it, or the Dazed will start actually cluttering your draw pile. And there will be a round where you draw all the Dazed and not enough block, and it's gonna be over. So yeah, make sure to prepare for big hits and have enough block to survive the damage rounds. So again, could probably cast Bludgeon there, but Stampede would cast it for us, so we're kind of flexing there. And we get the Lizard Tail here, so if things go wrong, we should actually have a bit more time to go on top. And look at this, another lucky pick, Colossus. 8 block, upgraded card, and when enemy is vulnerable, we take 50% less damage. That's actually this is actually the strongest defense card on Ironclad. Was recently changed from rare into uncommon. So yeah, if you have ways to go vulnerable, that card just goes bonkers. I was considering if I want to lose Pommel's Strike. Probably would not be that terrible. It is a nice card draw. But now I have Vicious, so the card draw should not be a big issue. It is upgraded one, so kind of sad to let it go. Shrug it off, we're not gonna let it go, and Strike we can easily actually lose. And here is the killer of most of my runs, the Decimilifid. Boy, I hate this boss a lot. Let's see how it's gonna actually go this time around. So, probably try to get rid of the one in the back, it's gonna get buffed. Probably double hit next round. So getting this one out of the picture, probably very nice. It's low enough with vulnerable, so it should not be a big deal to actually drop it. And again, offering real lifesaver over here. Look at this, we actually get lucky and get Omni Slice. So that's a nice AoE damage over there. And we can actually finish this section. Plus put Taunt on the other one. So almost enough block, and we're set up to kill another section next round. We get extra energy, so we can go for full setup over here. And look at this, Bludgeon again, very lucky draw. I don't have enough damage to kill other section, otherwise Stampede with Bludgeon would kill the other one. But hopefully I draw something here. Look at this. What the doctor ordered. It was actually a bit less damage because I was weakened but vulnerable on enemy. And look at this, Battle Trance. Our card draw should be insane. It's gonna be a bit annoying sometimes with all the vulnerable, but as long as you remember to cast the Battle Trance as the last draw in the round, it should not be a big deal. Now the crab could pose some threat here, but I have some AoE. So maybe we can actually go quite fast over there. And of course Colossus should come in handy. Once we start applying our vulnerable, of course. So yeah, as I mentioned, Battle Trance very nice, but we want to draw everything else before I use it. Double draw from Thunderclap. At this point, Battle Trance probably not even needed. We have all the block for the round. Stamp it sadly in the last hand, but I still go for it. It's lucky that we actually did draw it. And I have a break over here. So yeah, Colossus should be very high value now. And the Bludgeon went for the Claw too. That's the one thing with the Stampede, because the attack is random, it could face the other way, and suddenly that left claw would deal a bit more damage. This time around we were lucky, and we have some block over here. And we draw Bludgeon again on top of that for extra damage. So even I took some damage over there, things are looking pretty decent so far. Again, we have Colossus here, and the claw that is attacking is vulnerable. I can't stress enough how great Colossus is. This is actually the recent change, and I really like this card. So it looks like the left one is gonna go down first, which is probably the correct order of killing it, because the right claw will power up, but once the right claw dies, the left one you actually get a huge strange buff, and as you can see it sometimes multi-hit, so it may be a bit problematic. So going for the left, not really a big issue. Now we just need to survive one big attack from the right one, and we should be good to go. Backflip with some value again. We almost fully block here. And Stampede giving us extra tempo. Yeah, so I think the fight should be over pretty soon over here. Sadly, no attack in this round. And now we have the Colossus to save the day again. And yeah, fight went quite easy there. And we get Cruelty offer, which just skyrocket our damage even more. That's probably the card I will try to upgrade. Tira Sunder, always tempting, but now we're all in on the vulnerable and the damage is pretty decent. Let's see what we get from the Ancient over there. Well, Ancient all card rewards. I probably don't want to pick much. Make 7 combats easier, not bad, but extra HP, count me in. Maybe not the most exciting upgrade, but it just increases our chance to survive over there. Looking at the traveling over there, we have one fight with rest, then we can skip another elite there at the end. There's also shop here on the right side. Could actually go greedy and go for 2 elites. The deck is pretty strong actually, but sadly if I go like that I will miss the shop. And on the right side there's some choices there, so yeah. So I decide to go on the right side. And we're gonna decide as we go. The Thunderclap into Omni Slice, very nice combo. I'm gonna take some damage here, but it's probably one of the best runs we could get here. They're almost dead, so we should get rid of them pretty soon. Hopefully the Pommel Strike will draw us something nice. And as all the things considered, of course we're unlucky, but I should have enough block here. We're getting hit for 32. Kill one, and we were able to block. Now the Bludgeon of course kills one. Just have to be sure we can defend from the other attack. So my strike actually hits for 9 because I have the relic. So counting the one on the right was probably the play. And then the Bludgeon just casts from Stampede and that should be over here. So I can't draw any more cards here, so I can't use Calculated Gamble. I can't stress enough how I hate this fight. Losing max HP is really, really terrible. Looks like I actually missed the correct play over there, but that's still fine. I'm blocking, if I'm lucky, and I was not lucky, so I unnecessarily lost some HP there. It's really much easier to see some of your mistakes when you're actually rewatching the video. Here I opted just to block. Probably could play offering, but I just didn't want to lose extra life there. And as you can see, it was worth the wait. Now, at this point, Inferno is helping a bit, but not doing that much. We have only 2 cards that lose HP. Now, the strong consideration there was maybe Bloodletting, because with that card draw, Having extra energy, probably very good. And getting another battle trance just kind of counterintuitive there if we draw into 2, because we can't use it again. They want to trade our lizard tail for Captain's Will. Not really great. At this point, I don't need the amethyst there, so we just switch. And here is another fight that may go really wrong if we have unlucky draw. Let's just make sure we have the card draw there with vulnerable. So I don't have Stampede, and this is actually very good damage over there. And we can still block this with the Bloodletting and the Blood Wall. But since the enemy is hitting only for 15 and we have double block, 2 basic defense got us covered over there. Yeah, sadly not much else we could do over here. Let's play all our cards. And yeah, extra damage from vulnerable just goes a long way. Now the bully here, maybe not a bad card. We can stack a lot of vulnerable, but we have a lot of damage there. Picking it up, probably not a bad choice, but I just opt to be sure I'm actually drawing the cards I really need. As you can see, I really don't want to add any other cards to the deck. It's probably going for the transform is the way to go. The problem with the transform is you are actually gambling a bit. So if you hit something bad, it will just not help you at all. And when you choose the card rewards, well, of course you may just refuse to grab them. And look at this, we actually get insanely lucky. Fire and another Colossus. Well, things couldn't go better over there. I think at this point there's not much room to add anything else into the deck. In the shop we actually find quite nice cards. Well, the tent is very nice, same for the smooth stone. Now I will have at least 3 fireplaces along the way over here. So I'm actually considering the tent. There are a few cards I could upgrade. Right, I have the Razor Tooth that will upgrade cards when I play it. But there are some powers over here which I could definitely upgrade. Like the Cruelty and the Pyre. That's probably the 2 I want to focus. Automation also for 0, not bad. And that should give me enough energy combined with the card draw that I should draw to all the good pieces and survive even most unlucky rounds. I think getting that Colossus last event is why I just didn't feel like getting the smooth stone would be a correct choice there. Like just upgrading the power strength is just felt like much better. Even though it's just only gonna be on 3. Removing the doubt, I actually have enough. So we can actually do that. Let's take the tent. Now we can heal and upgrade. And the first choice, it's probably gonna be Cruelty, Pyre, or Vicious. And I think just getting more card draw will make this deck much better, so that is the first choice we go for. We get Thorn's Relic and another upgrade. Fire is actually not terrible, just giving you 1 energy, but of course getting 2 for 2, much better. I was also considering offering there, because like drawing 5 cards from in those situations where things are really bad, definitely save me on a dead draw. But yeah, because I will have elite fights here, getting extra damage from vulnerable was the choice. And here's another very annoying fight. Luckily we get the Pyre for free. Plus some extra vulnerable. Right, so Colossus coming big here, saving us some damage. As the offering actually lets us draw into finishing blow over there. So Colossus not really needed in the end. It's still a pretty decent block. And we get some extra cheap damage. Now again, free round. And power up. Another power stampede. And I think this fight is already over. Battle Trance is such an amazing card. I really enjoy runs when I find one. Getting 2 cards when we apply vulnerable, insanely strong. And at this point, I was considering True Grit, because it's nice to have an option to exhaust, especially since our opponent is test subject that can put wounds and burn into your deck. But at this point, we have a lot of card draw, so that kinda nullifies that, so I didn't go for it. Here's a bit unlucky hand, no block. But setting up for the next round, probably not a bad idea. I have plating and I can heal. Playing break over there, probably better idea, but extra energy just gives us option to play in-out block in the next round. So even though I lost some HP here, that should translate into less HP loss in the further rounds. And in the gamble, just letting us draw into more cards. This is very satisfying deck to play. We can actually fish for everything we need here. Plenty of good cards, a lot of block. Thunderclap with extra card draw, very huge. That combined with Colossus over there. As you can see, this deck came online pretty nicely. Since I have bloodletting over there, I could probably go for it, but I just didn't want to lose extra HP over there, so I just skip it. And here is again Colossus for the save. Just halving the damage received on top of giving a lot of block. Pretty insane actually. Art of War is a nothing burger over there. Will not help us at all because we're just gonna cast everything and nothing insane in the card rewards. We don't need another bloodletting, we have enough energy generation so far. So I was thinking here, I have a lot of HP, we can take another boss over there and just looking at the shop to see if we find something insane. Was probably a decent idea. Sadly, nothing there, so we opt for extra dexterity for the fight, for the boss fight. It's a very strong potion I really like to pick up, especially when I have a lot of not upgraded blocks. In our case, it was probably not insane, but here is a fight that's gonna test our deck to full potential. I don't have that much AoE. Let's see if we can block all that nasty damage and somehow mitigate the debuffs they're gonna actually cast on us. Losing some cards is gonna be annoying. Same with losing all the upgrades. But we have so much energy over here. Insane card draw. Omni Slice actually helping a bit there. Shadow Melt was also a very pick up there. I could just go for Colossus over here, that could save me, and then maybe go Taunt. But we can just double the block and don't care. On top of that, we have the Bloodletting here, so we can cast almost everything I have in hand right now. Just fishing for some more. Found Stampede. So we just can cast one of the strikes for free there. Just making sure I have enough block. We need only 6 more blocks, so we actually set up here. And just taunt somebody. And again, Bloodletting, very nice pick there. Actually gonna finish the Spectral Knight with Bludgeon there. I could just go for RNG cast, but since I have Bloodletting, I can still cast some extra defenses there. I'm just getting hit for 21 with 18 block. That should be more than enough. Yeah, looks like the fight is over there. This is really insane card draw, and on top of that we got the Buck of Preparation, so on the first round we're gonna get 2 extra cards. Nothing insane in the rewards, the deck is working. I think we have all the pieces right now, all the card draw, all the energy, the damage and the defense, so we're just gonna heal and then smith, because we have the 10th relic. So the Pyre there, I was still thinking about offering, but Pyre is just too good. We have so much card draw that should be really good. So we start with the potion, get extra 2 dexterity, 2 extra block, very nice. So the idea here for the test subject is make sure to prolong this fight as long as you can, so you can cast all your damage engines or defense engines, basically all your powers. And once you're ready, you have to actually go very fast through the second phase, because it will start at 33 damage and then it will rise by 11 every single turn. So you want to go through that second phase as fast as possible. The one thing you have to remember too is, like, on the first phase, every time you cast skill, the test subject actually gonna get 3 extra strength. So sometimes not casting every single skill you have in hand, probably a good idea. I think I should have enough block here, so I don't really care that much about that situation. And yeah, and then round 3, we just need to survive his big attacks and find the damage window when he's not intangible, and that should be the fight. So sadly, not the most impressive round 1, but we have a lot of our powers online already. So going from now should be easy peasy, as I still have the healing potion over there. Thinking for a second if I want to get extra damage, but aside, just not worth it, just saving that damage so we survive longer here, in case things go very, very badly. And there we go. We have the Bludgeon there, finish the first round. Every single power we had actually is online. So now we have to just go through the second phase as fast as we can. Also, one of the things is when he's gonna attack you at this phase, and by that I mean go through unblocked damage, deals any unblocked damage, it's actually gonna put wounds into your deck. So it's really nice if you have enough block to not let him to do so. But it's a very challenging fight. So far I'm actually kinda lucky with this boss. I actually have a bit less luck with the Doorman, because the new version of the Doorman can be really, really annoying. It nullifies your card draw on one round, then you exiles on the first one, and then all your cards cost more on the third one. And he still hits you like a truck, so it's a very, very challenging fight sometimes. And yeah, as you can see, we went through the second phase quite fast with this deck. Vulnerable, OP. Now we need to just survive, find a good opportunity window, and just bludgeon this bad boy to death. So much energy, that's actually crazy. But at this point, we're more than enough on the defenses. This casual 45 damage swing over there. Luckily we have a lot of card draw. Let us recover from this kinda bad round so far. We have battle trance over there, so of course we didn't find it. I still have decent enough block, so I think I should be fine. We're 20 already, bloodletting. Making sure we deliver some damage over there. Still battle trance to find maybe something better. And we find Colossus here, which is insane. And we can break. Make sure that vulnerable stacks stay there forever. And yeah, that was the first rotation over on 3 and he's almost dead, so things are looking pretty decent there. So this is what I said at the beginning of this video, is it is Ascension 9 run, but I'm pretty sure that Ascension 10 wouldn't be a problem here. We have really insane deck right now going. There was a lot of luck involved, especially with that transformation, getting Pyre and another Colossus. But that's how it goes sometimes. And just a bit styling, and the test subject is a Gonzo to Casual Strike. Hey, to summarize what I actually had in the deck here, I'm gonna go through the relics. So we find the Silver Crucible there, get 3 upgraded starting cards, Strike Dummy, extra strike damage. We transformed our Bash into Break. Razor Tooth, very good, upgrading all the cards when we play them. Flower, of course, helps a lot. We have the safety pocket here with the lizard tail. Here we actually have seen some extra powers in some card rewards. Extra HP, 31 extra HP from Act 1. The tent, pretty good, help us upgrade our powers there and heal. And the thorns help a bit. Art of War was not really useful here, but the Buck of Preparation did help a bit, getting that extra card drawn first round so we could set up faster. And here's the full deck overview. As I mentioned, we started like with some damage here, AoE, then we found more damage, started working our defenses, then I found Offering, Act 1 boss. Since I had a lot of vulnerable, we went for the break as an ancient reward. Then we found Stampede, some extra block, we're able to go to the silent cards, which are very, very nice. And yeah, overall, pretty decent deck. One of the most fun runs on the Ironclad I had, which most of the time don't end that nicely. I don't know what is in Ironclad, but for me it's the most struggle train I have in this game. But hey, I just play, continue to improve, and hopefully there will be more video about the Iron Shot. I hope you enjoyed this, thanks for watching, and I will catch you in the next one.